is up, my ducks and drakes? Welcome to the Crawler Lake. Today we are reading Misunderstanding, a standard size fanfic by ElliottGreen333 on Wattpad. You can click the links in the description below to see the book and the author. I really encourage it. Great stories. The description of this story is: Deceit and Patton have feelings for each other. They visit each other secretly, not wanting the other sides to know about their relationship out of fear. One day, the sides get suspicious. After Roman confronts Deceit, the snake does something he instantly regrets. What is he going to say about this giant misunderstanding? Well, let's find out in today's readings of chapters 1 and 2. Part 1. Patton. I crashed heavily onto the fluffy bed after a long day's work. We just wrapped filming on another one of Thomas's videos. I really liked this one. I got to be a lawyer, and Roman was the judge, and Virgil was a single jury member. It was great. This was one of my favorite videos, not only because of the stuff we were addressing, but there was a person. There was a person that was there that made everything even better. "Hey, Patton, can I come in?" asked a hushed voice from outside my door. I immediately knew who it was. I could recognize that voice anywhere. That deep and beautiful voice. I joyfully smiled, pushing myself off my bed and scooting towards the door. I opened it, my heart throbbing at the man there. "Hurry, Dee, before anyone sees you." I motioned him inside before quickly shutting the door. Deceit and I have been dating for almost a full year. Ever since he appeared in a video, we started hanging out more and more. Then one day he asked me out. "You did great today, darling," Dee cooed, pressing a kiss into my neck. "And same to you. I was so scared. You were acting so well." Dee laughed at that. "Can I see your logo again?" I asked. "Of course, darling." Dee unclipped the little hangers of his cape and removed it. He threw it on the floor as I gashed over his new logo. "It's so cute! I love the little tongues," I cooed. Dee laughed. "You did a great job designing it." "Don't sell yourself short, darling. You helped." "I merely supervised," I giggled. He chuckled at that, showing off his two small fangs. He slid his hands into my own, guiding me the feeling of static between his gloves and my dry hands. "Can I see your hands?" He nodded, slowly removing his gloves and placing them on the drawer next to us. They were all red and swollen, still marked up with old scabs and still healing cuts. Dee used to self-harm before we got together. He said it was the only thing he did to keep himself sane, but now, if he asked me, he doesn't need to anymore. "They're getting better," he pointed out. "Are you still using that medicine I got you?" I asked, helping him put the gloves back on. "Yes," Dee said while flinching, flicking his tongue back. I hardened my glare. Dee only ever flicks his tongue when he's lying. One of the many things I never knew about him until we started dating. "Dee," I whined, squeezing his hand. "I'm sorry, I keep forgetting. Please don't be mad," he cried. He rested his hand underneath my chin, getting me to look at him. You're not mad at me, are you?" "I can't stand to see you mad." "It's not a good look on you, darling." A smile melted on my face. I love it when he sweet talks to me. I can never bring myself to be mad at Deceit. I love him too much to do anything but love him. "No, I can never be mad at you," I told him. We walked over to my bed, getting comfortable as we began to cuddle and talk. "I just want you to get better, and the medicine will help you with that." I know. I'll try to be better." He leaned in and gave me a loving kiss. I love Deceit. I wish it didn't take us this long to start dating and getting to know each other. Logan has always been strict about talking to the dark sides. I feel like that only started after Virgil joined us, though. An odd coincidence, some might say. But to me, it's hard not to see how red Logan becomes whenever Virgil walks into a room. But I know Logan just wants to protect us. Did you see Logan's face today when I summoned him to the stand? Dee joked, breaking out into laughter. That was hilarious. He was so mad. I've never seen him quite that upset before. Yeah, or all those jokes Rowan made. I almost couldn't hold it together. I chuckled. Dee ran a hand through my hair, making me hum in delight. Why are you so adorable? I unconditionally giggled at that for some reason. I was always more laid back and goofy around Dee. He was the first person in my life that I felt completely okay with being around. I'm sorry you didn't win the argument today, I muttered. He brought his hand to my chin, getting a good look at my chocolatey eyes. It's fine. I'm sorry we had to fight, he said in return. Besides, it's what you wanted. If you're happy, I'm happy. Dee went silent for a second, obviously thinking. Something on your mind, Dee? I questioned, caressing his face ever so lightly. Do you think we gave anything away today? He asked with fear in his mismatched colored eyes. What do you mean? I mean, do you think the others suspect us? Were we too close today? Do we look at each other the wrong way? Do we say something we should have had? I could tell Dee was slightly panicking. He doesn't want to leave me, and I don't want to leave him. No, Dee. You don't have anything to worry about. We aren't going to get caught. I promise. We continue to cuddle, turning on a movie to get ourselves settled into the night. Dee wrapped all of 6 arms around me, making me feel warm and even more sleepy. Love you, darling, he said, planting a sweet kiss on my lips. Love you too, Dee. Part 2. Logan. The sun was just starting to rise on the next day. I was wrapped up delicately in my bed, feeling the warm sun hug me from under my dark blue blankets. We just finished a video yesterday, and I was rather tired. Even though I may not have played as big a part as I would have liked to, it still took a lot out of me. I was just waking up, opening my eyes to be greeted by blurry surroundings. I gradually turned over, reading my digital clock. Almost 11:30. I must have been more tired than I thought. Letting out a groggy yawn, I sat upward and reached out for my glasses. The room became much more clear after that. Moving over to the window, I pulled open the blinds to let in the cool light of the summer sun in. I started to get ready for the day. Going into my bathroom, I brushed my teeth and combed my hair into something more manageable. I rolled on some of my deodorant and called myself complete. My outfit was next. I removed my shirt and sweatpants, and I threw on the laundry basket. Inside my closet now, I softly smiled at how organized it was. As Thomas's logic, I thrive off organization and order. I tried to encourage the other sides to do the same with minimal success. I put on my normal black polo and tied my tie around my neck, along with a pair of neat blue jeans and fancy dress shoes. I was ready for Thomas's day ahead. After exiting my bedroom, I made my way down the stairs. I was oddly surprised when I didn't see Patton cooking breakfast. Patton has always been the first one to awake us all. Even when Thomas was younger, his sense of morality would always be in the kitchen while Roman and I woke up. Rather, Virgil was in the kitchen making something that smelled absolutely wonderful. I tried to hide my surprised blush. I always found feelings ridiculous. But when I developed a crush on Virgil, I couldn't help but embrace it. I stretched down my collar before walking into the kitchen. Virgil perked up as he heard me entering, giving me a soft smile. Morning, Elle, he muttered as he flipped the pancake he was grilling up. Same to you, I responded. I reached up into the cupboard for a coffee mug. I could smell that Virgil had already started a coffee machine as the heavy scent of the energizing liquid floated through the air. Pancakes, huh? I asked. Yeah, I guess Patton was really tired this morning, so I decided to attempt breakfast. Keyword being attempt. He joked. I was unaware of your cooking skill, I told him, filling my mug with coffee. I don't have one, he laughed. He then took a pancake off the skillet and put it into a plate that had a few other pancakes on them. I've just watched Patton cook so much, I pushed down my anxieties about it and tried it. He got a new pancake ready, putting some chocolate chips in the batter. Patton never makes chocolate chip pancakes. Sorry, he says cookies a lot. I pointed out with a small smirk, laughing at my mistake. His cheeks faded red. His head shrugged into his shirt. Okay, maybe I watched a few YouTube videos on cooking, he admitted. I giggled a little bit, taking a sip of coffee. Virgil pushed a plate of 2 chocolate chip pancakes towards me. I hummed a thank you before taking said plate and moving it to the dining table. I sat down with my coffee and pancakes and began to dig in. Only a few bites in, and I was amazed. These are incredible, Virgil, I praised. He smirked, finishing up another pancake. And don't oversell them, he laughed. The sounds of feet echoed down the hallway as it came downstairs. Roman emerged in his usual flashy outfit. He stretched and released a yawn as he came out. Good morning, nerd, he greeted me dramatically. I nodded, my head back at him, taking another sip of my coffee. He looked into the kitchen, seeming to also be surprised that Thomas's anxious side was the one cooking. No Patton today? He asked, slight disappointment in his tone. He seemed really tired after yesterday's filming. Poor guard's probably passed out last night, Virgil mentioned. However, we all ate our words when Patton strolled down the stairs. He seemed wide awake, fully dressed in his normal attire. Hey, kiddos. I'm sorry I slept in so late, he giggled. No worries, Patton, I told him. He happily walked into the kitchen, gasping upon seeing Virgil at the head of the stove. Kiddo, I didn't know you could cook, Patton cheered. Roman smirked at them while grabbing a few pancakes from Virgil's tray. These smell amazing, kiddo. We should cook together sometime. Yeah, maybe, he responded, starting to get shy. Roman took a seat next to me. He kept looking over at Patton as if he was making sure he wasn't flirting with Virgil. He turned back to his food, noticing me looking at him. I didn't say anything. I just gave him a knowing look and sipped my coffee. I finished my pancakes and put them on a plate and put the plate in the sink. Thank you again, Virgil, I told him. He blushed and smiled, watching me walk back up the stairs. As I did, I wasn't really paying attention. I started hearing hushed footsteps coming from the hallway. At first, I almost thought it was nothing, but the closer I got, the more prominent it became. I carefully stopped and peeked around the corner. Sneaking out of Patton's room was Deceit? What was he doing in there? And why the hell was he in Patton's room? He didn't see me. He only snuck out the back door into the dark side mine palace. I was so confused. I didn't want to go into Patton's room out of privacy, but what if he placed something dangerous to Patton's health in there? With this knowledge in mind, I went into my room to process this. Thank you so much for listening today. If you like it, please feel free to subscribe. I do a lot of content, including fan fiction and saner sides, so if you like either or both of those, guys, consider joining the Ducks and Drakes. I have links in the description below for social medias, including my second channel where I go live, my Discord where you can talk to other Ducks and Drakes, TikTok where I do saner sides cosplays, and so much more. So feel free to check out what you'd like to check out. Once again, thank you for watching, and much like Deceit, trying to sneak out of Patton's room. Do your best.